Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, today we are taking a hard look at a concept that is honestly going to completely upend traditional sales training. For decades, the universally accepted, totally unquestioned gospel in the sales world has been this: you must always, absolutely always, create value. Right? We've all heard it. But what happens when you simply can't? What happens when the market, the product, and the buyer just strip away every single opportunity for that consultative, value-added approach? Today, we're tearing down that always create value myth. We are unpacking the curriculum from mastering the transactional sale, and we're going to shift our entire paradigm to face the actual modern reality of selling.
All right, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We'll start by unpacking the zero value scenario, and then explore the shift from being hat happy to lean and mean. Next, we'll see why big deals are actually often transactional sales. We'll look at commoditization and change, examine buying pressure, and finally, we'll wrap up with how to survive the sale. So, Section 1, the zero value scenario, no value to create. We really need to start by confronting the elephant in the room here. The zero value scenario is exactly what it sounds like. It's the reality of handling a selling process where there is absolutely no value to create. Period. And look, if you're a sales professional, I know firsthand how frustrating it is to have your managers and trainers constantly shouting from the sidelines, create value, be consultative. But imagine you're trying to sell raw steel, or maybe a basic software license to a buyer who already knows their exact specs. I mean, they've done the research. You literally can't consult your way into a higher price when the product is fundamentally standardized. The product is what it is, the price is what it is, and the buyer knows exactly what they want. In these moments, trying to force value creation isn't just unhelpful, it actually damages the sale. You just end up annoying a buyer who really only wants a seamless transaction. So validating this frustration and recognizing when you are actually in a zero-value environment, well, that's the absolute first step in mastering modern sales.
Moving right along to Section 2, hat happy to lean mean, shifting mindsets.
Now that we've accepted that the zero value scenario exists, we have to adapt to this new normal. The curriculum demands a really profound shift from hat happy to lean and mean. This phrase perfectly captures the necessary evolution of the modern salesperson. It's not just a quick tactic, it's a complete identity shift for anyone operating in this space.
So the traditional hat-happy approach, it is exhausting. And quite frankly, it's completely out of touch in today's rapid-fire market. It's when you try to be the consultant, the buddy, the visionary, showing up with a 50-page slide deck, a box of donuts, and some long-winded pitch for a client who just wants a streamlined price sheet. It's naive, it's airy, and honestly, it just wastes everyone's time. Now contrast that with the lean and mean reality. Lean and mean is sharp, it is precise, it is deeply grounded in absolute efficiency. You are actively stripping away the excess, eliminating all that unnecessary consultative friction, and focusing purely on flawless execution. In a zero-value process, the buyer doesn't want your various hats, right? They don't want a friendly chat about their 5-year vision. They just want you to execute the transaction quickly, accurately, and without friction.
Next up is Section 3, big transactional sales. Size does not equal value.
We have got to challenge a massive assumption right here. When most people hear the word transactional, they almost immediately think cheap, selling low-cost, high-volume widgets. But transactional sales needn't be small. This is a critical distinction, and it trips up even veteran salespeople all the time. Imagine a multi-million-dollar enterprise software renewal, or a massive global bulk procurement of raw materials. The price tag is literally astronomical, and on paper, the deal looks incredibly complex. But look at the actual buying process. The client already knows the exact specifications, they know the competitive market rate, and their legal teams have already pre-vetted the compliance. They don't need a visionary pitch. They just need flawless, efficient execution. So do not mistake a high dollar amount for a mandate to arbitrarily create value. Massive, complex deals can be fiercely, unapologetically transactional.
Let's turn to Section 4, commoditization and change, external market forces.
We really need to understand the powerful external market forces that are actually driving this zero-value reality. Specifically, commoditization and the absolute breakneck pace of change. Because technological and market change is accelerating faster than ever before, products and services are being commoditized almost overnight. Think about it for a second. A unique, groundbreaking, highly customized solution you sold just a mere 6 months ago? Today, that's considered a basic, standard expectation across your entire industry. Competitors catch up, features are copied, margins shrink. It's like a wildfire.
You are no longer selling a unique marvel that requires some deep consultative explanation. You're selling a commodity. And when you are selling a commodity, the market dictates that you must sell it as efficiently as possible. Trying to fight this tide by artificially injecting value where the market sees none, well, that's just a losing battle.
Which brings us to Section 5, Buying Pressure, the customer's reality. Now we need to shift our focus over to the other side of the table, the customer. I want you to reflect on your own sales pipeline right now. Really think about the intense pressure modern buyers are exerting on you, day in and day out. Procurement departments are sharper than ever. They're wielding sophisticated tools like automated RFPs and ruthless reverse auctions. Buyers have instant access to global pricing information, and they are applying immense transactional buying pressure to strip your margins, compress your timelines, and cut out any of that consultative fluff. If you've been feeling squeezed, if you feel like your long-term clients are suddenly treating you as just another vendor on a massive cold spreadsheet, listen, you aren't doing something wrong. You are simply experiencing the brutal, unfiltered reality of modern buying pressure. It is intense, it is very real, and it is permanently reshaping how pipelines operate. Finally, we arrive at Section 6, Surviving the Sale, the Modern Playbook.
So, we've spent time identifying the pain points, those unyielding market forces, and the mindset traps. Now let's shift to actually mastering this environment. Here's your concrete playbook for surviving and thriving in the transactional sale. First off, you must consciously recognize the zero value creation scenario the absolute moment you step into it. Don't panic and don't force a consultative approach. From there, make that crucial identity shift from that fluffy, hat-happy consultant to a lean and mean executor. And remember, you have to apply this lean, streamlined approach even when you're managing large, highly complex, high-revenue deals. Finally, instead of fighting the current of the market, you must constantly adapt to rapid commoditization and expertly navigate all that intense buying pressure. How? By becoming the absolute most efficient, friction-free path to purchase for your buyer. That is the secret. That is how you win the modern transactional game.
Which brings us to a final, maybe slightly uncomfortable question. Are you still trying to be hat-happy in a lean and mean transactional world? Take a hard, honest look at your current sales pipeline. Are you losing deals, prolonging sales cycles, or frustrating clients simply because you're stubbornly forcing value where absolutely none is needed? Actually, scratch that, where none is wanted. By embracing these core concepts from mastering the transactional sale, you can finally stop fighting the current and start winning on the market's actual terms. Provide efficiency, remove friction, and respect the transactional buyer. I really hope this explainer challenged your perspective today. Keep learning, stay lean, and we'll catch you in the next one.